What's up, team? Welcome to Chargers Daily, where every day is a great day to talk Bolts. My name is Chris Cash. It is Monday, August 17th. Happy Monday. And I'm glad I'm not a Minnesota Vikings fan because, well, Jamal Adams is out for the year with a knee injury. And I'm glad I'm not a Giants fan because Matt Nagy is your offensive coordinator. And the only other coach that is worse than Matt Nagy is Adam Gase. And guess who he's coaching for? The Los Angeles Chargers. I hate Adam Gase. He is our pass game coordinator. Now, the nice part about having Adam Gase on staff is that when anything that breaks down offensively, we're just going to blame it on Adam Gase. So anything that goes wrong at any point, Adam Gase's fault. We got 13 days until roster cut down, so we got guys that are going to be fighting for jobs. 23 days until NFL kickoff, and then 27 days for the first Chargers game. Last couple of notes, Von Miller is a Cowboy, and the Raiders signed incumbent wide receiver Noah Brown. The only thing I want to hit on is how moronic the Cardinals are and how dumb they are for playing Jeremiah Love so much. He had 14 opportunities in his first preseason debut, and he now has a high ankle sprain. Now, for those of you not medically inclined, a high ankle sprain is not actually a sprain. It's a small fracture in your bone. So they're saying he's only going to miss a week? Cool. You took the guy third overall after just giving Tyler Algier a ridiculous running back contract. The Cardinals are the dumbest organization in the league. I honestly cannot believe how bad they are and how stupid they are when it comes to personnel decisions. So glad I'm not a Cardinals fan either. But the big news is we got a sponsor, team. So Kalshi is now the official sponsor of Chargers Daily for the year. I'm going to be going through picks every day. I use Kalshi daily for a lot of my sports trades. So I am super excited about working with Kalshi. Now, guys, look, when it came to finding a sponsor, I want to thank you guys because of all the views, all the subs. Everything that has happened from that perspective is because of you guys. So to the OGs, we appreciate you guys staying around. Now, let's go back to Jeremiah Love, okay? Now, what's so interesting about him is that he had more yards than all first-round running backs this preseason. Okay? So Ashton Jeanty had -1, Gibbs had 19, Hampton had 9, and Bijan had 20. Now, Love finished with 58 rushing yards on 11 carries, compared to just 47 on 11 carries of the other first-round picks. Now, you may say, okay, well, that's good. Jeremiah Love's good. Maybe we should pay attention to what the smart teams in the league are doing by not playing our very highly draft capital running backs. Cardinals, maybe. I mean, maybe it's a copycat league. Why are you not looking at what other people do? The Cardinals are stupid. And their win total is like 3.5. I am debating on betting the under. All right, wild stat of the day is DJ Uyunglele only needed 9 pass attempts for 120 yards last week versus Houston. He averaged 20 yards per completion and recorded a 146.8 passer rating. Don't forget that 153.8 is a perfect rating. So basically, his quarterback rating was almost perfect. He led scoring drives on 2 of his 4 possessions. And even crazier is that 120 yards was nearly half of his 244 passing yards he produced the entire preseason last year. So breaking down some film, DJ's looking better and better. All right, let's get into some film breakdown. Now, I can't do film breakdown for licensing reasons, so sorry about that. But I do want to go over some of the notes that I saw from the preseason. Now, preseason stuff, I'm looking for 2 things. One, before I even say those 2 things, one, don't overreact, okay? These are preseason guys. A lot of this stuff that happens, especially in the second, third, and fourth quarter, is just guys who are trying not to get cut. So going through, for me, the 2 things I'm looking for is, one, what players are playing with what personnel. So, for example, the fact that Charlie Kolar and David Njoku did not play at tight end while Rondé Gadsden's out there gives me concern about how much playing time Rondé Gadsden's going to get this year. Now, we know that McDaniel came out and said we're going to have a 3-headed monster with the running backs, Keaton Mitchell, Martin Hampton, blah, 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 but actions speak louder than words. And when I don't see Hampton or Keaton Mitchell out there, that likely means that Vidal is going to be the bona fide 3. So going back, the second thing I'm looking for is how is our offense running plays? I'm looking for play action. I'm looking for how much motion we're going to have. Remember, we've hit on motion a little bit and how the offensive schemes are changing in the league. but I want players moving before the snap. The most innovative coaches, the ones that are winning games, the ones that are winning Super Bowls, are using motion tactics. All right, these old school guys that just keep getting jobs in the NFL, it's a joke to me. We got to let some of these guys, they need to just go out into the pasture, onto their farmhouse, go to the little porch, and sit in their rocking chair, okay? Because they don't need to be coaching offenses in the NFL anymore. Motion is key to running a sound offense. So going through last week's game when I was watching some of the film, I broke down the first scripted plays. What scripted drives? What that means is normally teams have scripted drives with a set number of plays because they know what's going to be happening. They know that we're going to be starting 0-0, and we understand the tempo and flow of the game. So going back through, the things I'm looking for is how much motion are we using? So in the first drive that we had with Trey Lance, we had 11 plays. We ran motion on 8 of those. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. I don't care how effective it is. I just want to see what are our tendencies. We had 5 runs and 6 passes, but with motion on 8 of them, that shows that McDaniel is installing that new, modern, innovative offense, and our line is doing it. I don't know if you guys watched the fullbacks, but holy smokes, they played well. It is so much fun to see a 2-back set, and I think that with Ingold, remember, a Pro Bowl fullback, we're going to be seeing that 2-back set a lot. And so I love seeing how the fullback was able to run downhill, especially how they're, again, the zone running scheme that we're going to be having is a lot of lateral movement. And the way that we can use that fullback, it was awesome. They're catching passes, they're hitting breaks, they're hitting, I mean, it was awesome. So in the second half, remember, Trey Lance stayed in. Eek. I don't know what that says. We're going to have to keep an eye on this week's preseason game because if DJ plays into the third quarter, I won't be as concerned. But if DJ plays a half, he's good, and then they bring in Trey Lance, that's a little signal. On the second half drive, we had 9 plays, 4 were run, 5 were pass, with 5 of them in motion. So I dig that. Both of those ended with a field goal. Now, we know that Dicker is money. The greatest NFL kicker in NFL history, accuracy-wise, today. So after I looked at those 2 drives, I went through and looked at DJ's first drive. So with him, he threw a touchdown pass on this one. And he had 5 plays, 4 were runs, 1 was a pass, 2 of them had motion. Now, the nice part is that he had a sweet play action touchdown pass. Now, I want to hit on this one real quick because, again, the thing with DJ and Trey Lance is the processing. We have got to make good decisions, guys. With the new release that we have for all of our quarterbacks, with McDaniel wanting to get the ball out fast, we have to make quick decisions. Now, he threw a straight-up dart on this touchdown pass. I mean, if you look at the back part of the end zone, when that receiver's coming over, I mean, he's pretty heavily covered, excuse me. Now, if you look at the other 2 options, he had a clear open receiver that was in front of it, and the green arrow actually ended up going for the pass, and he was like, oh, okay, somebody else called it, so that's cool. But I would like to see a little bit more of, well, if the guy's wide open, why don't we just throw it to the guy that's wide open? You can see the fullback coming out right here too, or a tight end. I can't remember how he was lined up and how he would be charted, but that is the play that had the touchdown pass from DJ. And again, he threw a dart, so I'm not mad. I would just rather see decisions where if a guy is wide open, let's just take the easy way home. All right, we don't always have to take the hard way home for the highlights. But again, turn into a touchdown, so let it be what it is. So anyways, guys, I'm really excited about the motion. Let's keep watching some of that and go from there. All right, so before the season even kicks off, who's going to win the division? Who makes the playoffs? Who's lifting the trophy at the end of the season? Now, on Kalshi, America's #1 prediction market platform, you can trade those predictions in a live market. All right? So, for example, I put a little money on this, in celebration of Kalshi. And also, tomorrow's our 100th show. So that's also fun. But right now, the Chargers have a 5% chance to win the Super Bowl. So a $100 trade would pay out $1,800 if they take home the title. So you can see it here, guys. This is an actual clip from Kalshi. This is something that I bet on. So I said, all right, I'll put my money where my mouth is. I took some shares of the Chargers. And now I'm not betting on this because I'm saying I'm going to hold this ticket and they're going to win the Super Bowl. All right. What I'm doing is the reason that Kalshi is so nice is that I can buy and sell what I'm betting based on how the market is moving and the market sentiment. So, for example, I think that we're going to go 2-0 because we're going to beat the Cardinals and then we're going to beat the Raiders. Then we start our 6-game gauntlet where we got to play the Bills, the Seahawks, and all that jazz. What I'm doing now is buying this and hoping that after we start 2-0, the market shifts where the Chargers move up in chances to win the Super Bowl and I can sell it. So I'm hoping that this same trade, week 3, I can say, okay, well, it's gone from 100 to 120. I'm going to cash it out. I'm up $20. So on Kalshi, you're trading against peers. It's sitting like a sports book. There's no house. And as the probabilities change, you can buy in and out of your positions. I can trade the draft pick, the game, and more on Kalshi. So download the Kalshi app and use code FANARCHFOOTBALL to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi, Kalshi, trade on anything. 18 plus, restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Don't be done with your betting, people. You're going to hear me talk about, since Kalshi is a sponsor, betting is a big part of my monthly income. It's what pays my bills, so I will be talking to you all about being good gamblers and being responsible. Kalshi products are not available in all jurisdictions. Price values in available markets may differ. For more information, Kalshi.com, regulatory. All right, I'll drop that link in the comments. Let's get back to the Chargers. All right, Sunday, we had a big practice. The offensive line is starting to win now. So the offense is starting to click. This is the first camp report that I've gotten where I feel excited about the offense. And not that this is a knock on the defense. It's just the defense has been the star of the show so far. Offensive line won 23 of 31 individual pass rush reps on Sunday. That's a 74% win rate against one of the best, if not the best, defensive lines in football. It's not the best, but it's close. Joe Alt beat Thule. Biadish beat Tomlinson. Trey Pipkins beat Nadame Tucker, who all of a sudden is really getting hyped, guys. I think Nadame Tucker and Marlo Wax are going to make the team. Travis Burke was perfect. If you're not familiar with Travis Burke, he's a 4th-round pick for us this year. He won all 4 of his reps. Jacob Spoomer and Alex Harkey each went 3 for 3. Slaughter, Branson Taylor, and Logan Taylor each won 2 of 3. So the offensive line looks great. Herbert is starting to look for explosive plays too. Now remember, we've talked about how the quick throws is going to open up other stuff down the field, and that's what happened. Amar Johnson's getting more hype. 20-yard touchdown after getting behind the defense. Herbert threw for 2 touchdowns. Ladd McConkey caught a 12-yard score between 3 defenders. Not 1, not 2. Our boy Ladd got behind around 3. Herbert then hit Q on a 20-yard pass, and then Brennan Thompson, 40-yarder. That's what I want out of Brennan. Give me 2 catches a game for 60 yards, brother. Trey Lance finished a 2-minute drill with a 15-yard touchdown to Oronde Gadsden. Dicker is just Dicker the kicker, man. Automatic. All 6 field goals, 49, 46, 44, 40, 36, and 33. He is now 23 of 24 during drills, and that includes narrow uprights. He's 30 for 32, even with the smaller uprights. So I love seeing that Burke, Harkey, Spalmer are all winning on the offensive line. Now, Slaughter and Cody both continuing to perform. And they say that if you have 2 quarterbacks in the NFL, you have 0 quarterbacks. I feel differently about this situation at left guard, which we're about to get into. So as far as left guard is concerned now, guys, I think we're looking at 2 very capable players. And I think that Jake Slaughter is going to end up being the starting left guard. After what I saw this last weekend, he is doing the things that we need to see when the tape is rolling. So the momentum sort of flipped. Now, if you go back and look at the game, he played 7 of the 10 offensive series against Houston last week. He allowed only 1 pressure across 30 pass blocking snaps. PFF gave him a 72.5 pass blocking grade, and he received the first left guard reps with Justin Herbert during Saturday's team period. On Sunday, he split those with Coyote and won 2 of his 3 individual pass rush reps. So the position change is the whole thing with Slaughter. We've talked about it. He was the number 1 center coming into the draft. He made 33 college starts, And despite the lack of experience, he's played both positions throughout the preseason. Harbaugh specifically praised Slaughter's demeanor, physicality, and command of his assignments. He said that his confidence had reached an inflection point and called him an ascending player. There it is, folks. There's the coach speak that we need. Remember, we drafted him at 63 overall. We need more than just a backup center here. And that pass protection is what I think we got to be really excited about. So he allowed only 4 total pressures his entire final season at Florida. And his 99.4 pass blocking efficiency ranked tied fourth amongst all qualifying FBF centers last year. And across his entire college career, only 4 sacks in almost 1,100 situations. The ceiling's there, guys. Now, do I think Cody's capable too? Apparently. Now, I'm not saying that we need to crown Slaughter right now because, unfortunately, his overall grade was 51.5. And that's because his run blocking was booty. 46.4 run blocking grade was the lowest on the entire Chargers offensive line. So now we can see what the problem is with Slaughter. It's not the pass protection, it's the run game. And with as complicated as McDaniel's run game offense is, he's going to have to get that figured out. Because Coyote posted a 90 overall grade against Houston. So this has become a very black and white conversation. Slaughter's going to be the pass protector, but Coyote's going to be the guy that's going to be better at running. So I don't think that Slaughter's won the job yet, but I think that what the gap is going to be for him to close on Cody and just to make sure. By the way, it's a 2-man race at this point. I don't see any other players starting at left guard. But he's got to get the run blocking figured out. So I want to see, remember, we have joint practices with the 49ers. Swear to God, if we get hurt because of the substation, I'm going to lose my mind. Please stay healthy against the 49ers. I hope they're not infectious. Just stay away from us, injury bug. So I think that we have 2 capable guards at left guard. I just want Slaughter in there because I think that he has the ceiling. All right, guys, thanks. We got show 100 coming at you tomorrow. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. You do not understand how much you all are important in this show. And you guys stopping by, leaving your comments, talking ball is why the show is where it is. So I can't thank you guys enough personally. Super excited to be working with Kalshi. And I'll see you guys Tuesday. You know what it is. Go Bolts.